Hello and welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast. We are here ready to go, and today is going to be a fun one because it's Judgy Pants.
Yeah, we get to be a little bit judgy and critical of what other people tell you to do in articles or blogs. So today I have two for you. They're kind of on the same line of thinking. One is called 11 Things You Should Never Throw Away According to Professional Organizers.
Never throw away, okay.
And the other one is 10 Things You Will Always Regret Throwing Away.
Okay.
So which do we want to tackle first, Julie?
Let's do them in the order that you read them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one, the 11 things you should never throw away according to professional organizers, is on cheapism.com. It was updated it was updated today. How about that? And what it's talking about, it says stop before you toss.
What?
Decluttering can feel great, but tossing the wrong thing can lead to regret. Oh. So they're saying some items deserve a second chance before you throw it in the trash.
Okay.
So number one category is old things just because they're old.
That's really vague.
Yeah. It basically, they're saying there's no reason to remove something from your home if it works for you just because it's old.
Right.
Which I agree with.
I agree with that.
I mean,
right. But a lot of times it is old and doesn't work as well. And so, it's going to be, there's going to be some give and take with each decision on old things.
And if it's old and if it's not falling apart and it's serving a purpose, yeah, keep it. But don't just keep something because it's old. Because sometimes unless it's me, right?
I know, except for us.
But sometimes new things can be better for organizing, or the other thing is don't buy new things just because they're new, right?
Right.
You need it to buy and keep with intention.
Right. I agree.
Okay,
yeah.
So number two is old furniture. It says they want you to keep old furniture because even though it may not be trending, if it's comfortable and not falling apart, then why get rid of it? Well, geez, I didn't even read the whole article before I picked this up. I mean, I pick articles based on their titles and I scan them. I don't really read them until we read them together. And they're saying the quality may be much better in older stuff than today's stuff, which...
Well, and that's true. And that's why so many people are buying things or getting things free on the curb and redoing them because they've got good bones.
Right. So keep old furniture again if it suits your needs. But if you're trying to move someplace new and it's just not going to fit, then get rid of it thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Recycle, reuse, repurpose.
Right.
Don't just...
Please don't dump it on the corner by the church across from my house, please.
Julie says no.
No.
Right. Number three is personal and sentimental items.
Well, yeah. Okay.
She recommends holding on to sentimental items like cards, photographs, and old journals. But the key is to keep these things organized so they're keepsakes and not clutter.
Okay.
So...
It is, I would say, rather than, don't ever get rid of them, what we usually tell people is set them aside. So put them all together in a box or whatever, so that you can take the time to process through letting go of sentimental items.
Yes. And I agree with that. I don't agree that you have to keep every card that you've ever been given. But when it comes down to those last cards that people gave you that mean something to you, then yeah, you should keep them. So number four is glass jars and containers.
Oh my God. You're kidding. Oh,
it's not like we're living in, well, hopefully not yet. We're not living the old ages where you had to keep everything because you couldn't get anything new.
Right.
Um, and they're saying these types of items can easily be repurposed and are perfect for organizing small items, pantry staples, and leftovers, or even use them for DIY projects. Which, yes, I agree with repurposing.
Within reason, honestly,
Yeah,
because we do pizza Friday every Friday. So, and I like artichoke hearts. So we'll get the little jar of
right.
artichoke hearts and we do it every week. So at the end of the year, I'd have 50 of those jars. So honestly, recycle is a great thing.
Yeah, you don't need every pickle jar that you ever owned. If you're into canning and you can repurpose them, then yes, keep them, store them, and repurpose them. I mean, my dad used to do that with mayonnaise jars back when they were glass,
Right.
right? And he would put his cured green olives in them. So he didn't have to go out and buy new containers. Well, yeah, that made sense because he knew
Right.
exactly what he was using them for. But you don't just save these because it's just like saving old boxes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they even mention old boxes?
I don't know. We'll see.
But we'll see.
We've got 6 more to go through.
Uh-oh.
Or 7 more to go through. So leftover paint.
Oh, oh my gosh, I met with a client today. So many paint cans. Um, we save the paint that's being used currently.
Right.
So if we have changed a room color, we'll get rid of the old color, and we write what room it was for on the top. Because honestly, when we've sold a house, we leave the paint that goes with it,
Right.
so they
That
can
makes
touch
sense.
things up.
I
So,
mean,
but
it makes sense to at least keep the number and the name written
yeah,
down someplace.
right.
The thing is about paint is that you don't realize that over time it can fade. And so what you bring out of the can may not match,
It's
and it
not really
looks
going to
kind of
match the
funny.
wall. Yeah.
So sometimes it's better to just paint the entire wall so it all looks the same tone rather than just painting a stripe, which is my husband's favorite. I can show you guys pictures of what my house looks because he is a is not a whole wall painter. He just fixes the patch, and it doesn't look good. Believe me, it doesn't
Gotcha.
look good. Okay, so number 6 is spare buttons and tiny fix-it items that save you money.
Oh my goodness gracious. How old is this article? You said it was updated today?
Yes, it was updated today.
Let
I
that
mean,
stuff
I have
go.
in the past kept spare buttons.
I have a big jar of spare buttons that I've always been tossing in.
Do you use them? I don't.
I use them for art stuff. I
Well,
think
yeah.
maybe once or twice over the last 20 years have I used a button to actually be a button after
I
it's been
actually
put in the jar.
lost a button on a coat, which was one of my favorites. I just went out and bought new buttons, and it made the coat look completely new. The
Cool.
new buttons look better than the old buttons because the old buttons were, generic. I bought these
Right.
nice metal buttons, and it was like, oh, how pretty! And it's like, yeah, I know. Um, yeah, so they're talking about extra screws and watch batteries and picture hooks, and I do keep I do keep screws for a while,
Hmm.
but then when I can't remember what they're for, they get tossed in the trash.
Yeah. Well, and we actually have a picture hanging kit.
Yes, I
And
do
so
too.
it's got the different wires and nails and brads and all that stuff. So we use that, but when we take, if they're fancy picture hooks, we'll hang on to those, but most everything else is just goodbye.
Okay, this one is I don't get this one. Packaging. Is the packaging of your electronics treasure or trash? Saving original packaging and documents for some items may increase the resale value.
Okay, I would not keep them for resale value. What I would keep them for is during the warranty period. Once the
Yep.
warranty is over,
It's yours.
box can go.
I have kept my sewing machine boxes
Mhm.
because they're fitted to the machine. But I know
Right,
that you can, if you're shipping something back, they can spray foam and stuff around it now to keep
right.
so I do keep certain boxes until I'm positive I'm going to keep it
Mhm.
because, Costco takes stuff back. And sometimes it's like, I don't really like this, and you take it back. But I'm not one of these people who's constantly taking things back just because
Right.
I'll take it back while it's still in good condition. I rarely have used something and then taken it back. Okay, this something that belongs to someone else.
Well, okay, if it's something that belongs to someone else, I would either try to get it back to them or contact them, and then out it goes.
Well, they're also talking about childhood souvenirs, special mementos that can't be replaced once you toss them. So that's part of staying in your own lane,
Exactly.
right? So if you know it
Right.
belongs to someone else, then of course you shouldn't just get rid of it just because you're on a get rid of spree.
Right. Right.
Um, but if it belongs to someone else, then maybe it shouldn't have been left out. I don't know.
Right.
Number 9 is family relics. If the thought of holding on to old dishes, figurines, and the like seems like a waste of space, think twice before saying goodbye. Now, that's an interesting thought. I'm also curious who wrote this too, because what we've been finding when working with clients is that they have old dishes, china sets, things like that, and they're finding that their
Nobody,
relatives don't want them.
nobody wants them.
Nobody wants them. So,
But if you go through TikTok, people are always showing they're going thrifting and they're showing dishes and stuff that they buy, but that's few and far between, really. The
right.
dishes just
So
oh,
the best thing to tell you is use them because you bought them and you like them or they were handed down.
right.
Um, use them daily, even if it's a pain to wash by hand, and
Mhm.
get the use out of them because it's very likely that the people that you're the people that you leave things to may not want them. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Organizational furniture. Don't ever get rid of any organizational furniture.
Organizational furniture. So you're talking about racks and
Old
drawers.
dressers, old bookshelves. I don't necessarily agree with that because if you don't want them and those are big items too.
They are big items. They take up valuable real estate in your home.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it's really important that you are able to get to let
So
go.
basically they're telling you to have a whole bunch of chest of drawers in your house just so you can have doom drawers.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
don't
telling you
believe
what to
that.
fill them with. Fill
Yeah.
them with the cards and the journals and all that. Fill them with the old toys. Fill them with, so they're telling you all this, keep all this stuff, keep all this stuff. I
Well, you have to remember it's a professional organizer too. So they want
okay.
you to organize the stuff that you're going to keep, whereas we're decluttering coaches and we want you to use your space wisely and intentionally so you can enjoy your space rather than organizing everything. And
Exactly.
the number 11, the last thing is designer items. Anything with a brand name should get a second glance before going in the donation pile. You may be sitting on a mound of money with that old coat, shirt, or bag. The best way to determine if your designer item is worth anything is to do a quick search on sites like eBay or Poshmark to see what similar items may sell for.
Gotcha.
So I guess they're saying don't just throw them away.
Well, don't throw them away, donate them. If you want to take the time to take the pictures, to find the packaging and list it on eBay and or Facebook Marketplace and put up with people sending you things back and forth. If you want to do that, do it. But honestly, I don't suggest it because it is a pain in the patoot and people will not show up.
Yeah.
People try to scam all the time with money, trying to, oh, well, if you send me this. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'm not really all about that.
So we just finished the article about from Cheapism about 11 things that you things you should never throw away according to professional organizers.
So we're going to come back with a bonus episode for you with the other article Janis mentioned. So with that, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional.
And as always, keep
decluttering.
decluttering.